It is day 14, and something is different this morning. You noticed it before you were fully awake. You woke up before the alarm, not groggy, not reaching for the phone. Awake, actually awake. And there is something in your chest that was not there 2 weeks ago. Not excitement exactly, something quieter. Hunger, not for food, for the day. You want to get to the desk. You want to train. You want to build. And you are standing in your kitchen making coffee, wondering what this is, because you have heard men talk about it, the energy, the retention energy, and you always assumed it was placebo, forum myth, men hyping each other up with imaginary superpowers. But this does not feel imaginary. This feels like something has been switched back on, something that was off for so long you forgot it existed. So let us talk about what this actually is. Not the myth version, not the magic version, the real version. Because if you understand what this energy actually is, where it comes from, and what it is for, you will stop treating it like a bonus and start treating it like what it actually is, the whole point. Here's the first thing you need to understand. This energy is not new. It was always there. You were just spending it every night before it could become anything.
Think about what you were actually doing all those years. Your body manufactures something constantly. It costs resources to make: zinc, protein, nutrients, energy. Your system invests in producing it because biologically it is the most concentrated thing your body creates, the literal seed of life. And every few days you took that investment and threw it away for nothing. Not for a child, not for connection with a woman, for pixels, for a screen, for a dopamine hit that lasted seconds and cost you days. And it was not just the physical resource, it was the drive attached to it. Because here is what nobody explains properly. Sexual energy is not a separate energy, it is the energy. It is the same drive that builds empires, the same force that makes a man approach a woman, start a business, fight for territory, create art, compete. It is ambition in its rawest form. Nature gave you a massive engine, and every time you leaked, you were revving that engine in neutral, burning the fuel, going nowhere. That restlessness you used to feel, that agitation that made you reach for the screen in the first place, that was the engine asking for a road. And instead of giving it one, you drained the tank, over and over, for years. So the flatness you lived in, the no motivation, the no drive, the nothing matters feeling, that was not depression, not always. A lot of it was just this: an engine with no fuel, a man spending his force faster than it could accumulate. You never felt the pressure build because you never let it. Now the leak is closed. 14 days. And for the first time in years, the pressure is building. That is what you are feeling this morning: accumulated force. And here is where most men get it wrong. They feel the energy, and they think the energy is the achievement. They walk around vibrating, talking about their day count, feeling powerful, doing nothing with it. And the energy curdles, becomes agitation, becomes aggression, becomes the restlessness that leads straight back to the screen. Because unused energy does not stay neutral, it turns on you. This is why so many men relapse right when they feel strongest, around day 14, day 20. The pressure built, they gave it no direction, and it found the old exit. The energy is not the achievement. The energy is raw material. It is fuel arriving at a construction site, and fuel with no project is a fire hazard. This is what the old traditions actually meant by transmutation, not magic, direction. taking the accumulated force and pointing it at something, the gym, the business, the skill, the mission. Napoleon Hill studied the most successful men of his era, and he found the same pattern over and over. Most of them did not hit their stride until their 40s. Why? Because that is when they stopped scattering their sexual energy and started channeling it. He called it the 10th secret, sex transmutation, the switching of the mind from thoughts of physical expression to thoughts of some other nature. The energy does not care what it builds, it just needs to build. Your only job is to give it the sight.
So here is how you actually use it. First rule: the energy goes to work before it goes anywhere else. The morning surge you feel, that is prime fuel. Do not spend it on scrolling. Do not spend it on noise. The first 90 minutes of your day go to the hardest thing you are building, the business, the skill, the project, while the tank is full. Second rule: train, not for aesthetics, for pressure release with direction. The physical charge needs a physical channel. Heavy weights, sprints, combat sports, something where the body spends force on purpose. You will notice something strange. Training does not drain the energy, it organizes it. You leave the gym with more direction than you entered. Third rule: create before you consume. Every day, the energy wants to make something. That is its nature. It is literally creative force. So make, write, build, design, code, record, before you watch anyone else's work. Yours comes first. Fourth rule: when the surge spikes, and it will spike, moments where the pressure feels unbearable, where the old exit starts calling, move immediately. Push-ups until failure, a walk at full pace, cold water. The spike is not a problem. It is a delivery of fuel. Receive it with motion. And here's what happens when you live like this for weeks. The energy stops feeling like pressure and starts feeling like power. The difference is direction. Pressure is force with nowhere to go. Power is force with a target. Same energy, different man.
And then there is the part nobody can fully explain, the part you will have to experience yourself. People start noticing you, not because you did anything. Your eye contact holds longer, your voice sits deeper, you stop fidgeting, you enter a room and something enters with you. Call it presence, call it magnetism, call it whatever you want, but understand what it actually is. It is a man at full capacity. You were designed to run at this voltage. Every man is. Most never feel it because they never let the charge build. What people are noticing is not something you gained. It is the absence of the drain. You are simply the first fully powered man they have encountered in a long time, and women feel it first. That is its own test. That is its own video. But know this now. The attention that arrives is not the reward. It is a measurement. It tells you the voltage is real. What you do with the voltage is still the only question that matters. Because here's the truth about the energy. It is not yours to keep. It is yours to spend. The only choice you ever had was where. For years you spent it on a screen. Seconds of relief, years of flatness. Now you spend it on the work, the body, the mission, and it compounds instead of vanishing. The man on day 90 is not lucky, he is not gifted, he is just a man who redirected the most powerful force in his biology, from the drain to the build, for 90 days straight. That is the entire secret. There is nothing else. The energy you feel this morning is the same energy that built everything you have ever admired, every empire, every masterpiece, every man you look up to.
Same force. It has been waiting in you the whole time. You just kept spending it before it could become anything. Not anymore. The tank is filling. Give it a road. The war starts within, and the energy is your army. Lead it somewhere.